Heading out. I don't have a lot of plans today, but I wanted to do a camper van chat. So while I was out, I think I'll go to a thrift shop. There's a thrift shop that's only 2 or 3 days a week, so I like to go there when they're open. Just heading down my bumpy road. It's really cold. There's little like ice crystals all over the windshield, and it's Thursday, and tomorrow, Friday, we're supposed to get, who knows, some snow. Up to maybe 6 inches is what I've heard, but ordinarily that doesn't pan out. Usually we end up getting either nothing or a little bit of rain. But the thing is, we're due. I mean, it's been several years. I remember, but I don't know, it's been about 7 or 8 years ago, we had a horrific ice storm that brought down trees and, telephone poles, or whatever you want to call them. Are they still called telephone poles? I don't know. I may be dating myself. But anyway, they're more for electricity. Oh, I was running a little bit late, so I had to bring my cup of coffee with me to finish it. Definitely don't want to try to drink it on the bumpy road, because I'll be wearing it all over my shirt, which, yeah, you can't see my shirt, but it literally wouldn't matter if it spilled on my shirt. It would just kind of blend in with all the other paint splotches that I have on my shirt. This is one of my artist shirts. When I paint, I use this. I'll flagman ahead, okay. I'll clean the brush and I'll wipe it like on my shirt when I paint. Anyway, we had an ice storm that brought down a lot of electrical, blew up the big, I don't know what you call them, they're not capacitors. You know, the big thing that stores electricity on these poles, they're not capacitors. I mean, that's kind of what they are, but that's not what they're called. Anyway, you could look out the back window and you'd see these blue flashes in the distance at nighttime, and it would be another one of these capacitors, like blowing up. You'd hear an explosion. So it's pretty hairy. So electricity was only out 2 or 3 days, but man, it's due for something like that. I hope we don't get that because of Helene we just had a couple of months ago, whenever it was, in November. It brought a lot of trees down, a lot of damage to homes, a lot of damage to property. There's still trees everywhere. If you've seen some of my prior videos, I've showed you some of the trees that are down all over the place. We had a lot in our yard. And now I think there's a lot of trees that might be a little bit unsteady in the ground, because we have 2 in our yard actually that are leaning way over. We should cut them down and take them down, but we just haven't done that. But like an ice storm with all that extra weight on them, you never know. Could come down. It's a vibration. There's something vibrating here. Wow, that drives me crazy. Anyway, I don't know why, but last night we went to church, and then we came home. We watched an episode of the Brady Bunch. All of us sat on the couch together and watched the Brady Bunch, and then we watched an episode of the Partridge Family, which we didn't like very much. I hadn't watched that for many years, but I like the one with the kids. It's more fun-loving and everything. The other one, they're just traveling around singing and stuff. It was okay, but I prefer the Brady Bunch. And then after that, I got on my computer a little bit and did a little of that, did a little of that, and did a little of this. And sorry, I'm a little distracted because I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I'm just sitting here. Cars are behind me. They're all in front of me. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I think I see a big, I know what they're doing. They have that claw thing, and they're getting big piles of debris, like limbs and tree trunks and things like that that are on the side of the road from cleanup after Helene, and they're getting that. I bet that's what they're doing. Can't guarantee it, but I can almost guarantee it. Anyway, I was thinking last night, I'm an older guy, obviously. I've had a lot of jobs. And I was going through all the jobs that I've had. I've had some really wingdingers, I tell you. But I've had about 50 jobs in my lifetime. And they are a wide spectrum of jobs. You know, I've always been one to have an entrepreneurial spirit. I've always owned businesses and things like that. I never really wanted to work for someone else, at least make a career out of it. That's why I jumped around so much and had so many jobs. I'm a creative person. You know, if you've seen some of my past videos, I talk about all the things that I do now. I have products and different things on a lot of different sites, selling them right now. From, you know, Amazon to eBay to Redbubble, in different venues, selling my art and mugs and t-shirts, and I dabble in stocks and cryptocurrency. I do a little bit of everything. I've never really wanted to make a career out of working somewhere for 20 or 30 or 40 years. Just never appealed to me. I get bored very easy. So I've always taken just kind of low-end jobs that would help me maintain my creativity. In other words, like I might do eBay, I might try to sell my t-shirts on the side, do stocks and stuff while I work someplace else, making a steady but not much of an income, but it helps me keep doing what I love to do. I've always done that. That's what I did. And I was looking over some of the jobs. Wow. That said, though, I'm kind of like switching gears, going all over the place. Sorry, but that's how my mind works sometimes. But also, out of the 50 jobs I've had, I counted the ones that I was offered management positions and or was in a management position. And out of the 50 jobs, 30 of those jobs, I was either offered to be a manager or I was a manager. So I was always able to move up the ladder. And I know the reason for that. The reason for that is I have a very, very good work ethic. Very good. When I take a job, and I'm not going to name any kind of jobs, but a job that is not a good paying job, there's nothing wrong with hard work, period. And of course, that's my attitude. And there's not some kind of a draft board in the United States that drafts you into the job. Like, dear Micah Keith, you've been drafted to be a janitor, because I've done that several times. A janitor at so-and-so high school. I'm like, man, I was drafted. I'm going to go in. I have to be a janitor. No one drafts you. So you take these jobs voluntarily. So I think you owe it to the employer, to do a good job. It's a matter of personal integrity. You're going there on your own volition. I mean, no one's forcing you. You're asking them for a job, and then when you get it, you go into some of these like fast food places, and people are just jacking around. They're not nice. You get your hamburger, and the meat's off center, and things are hanging out off the sides and stuff, and it's just like a horrible presentation. They take no pride in their job, no pride in their work. And I don't care. There's people who says, yeah, well, they only make so much of money. What do you expect? What do I expect? I expect them to do their job. They're on their own free will. They went there looking for a job, and they were given a job, and they should do the best they can. That's what I always did. And more times than not, I was offered to move up. And I'm talking about, in big companies like Montgomery Ward. I worked at Montgomery Ward. They offered to send me to managerial school in some place like Sarasota, Florida. all paid, go to this school and to become a manager. And at that time, they were making pretty good money. I mean, at that time, they were probably making like $50,000 a year. I turned it down because, I didn't want a career like that. But my point is, I think you should take pride in your work. You're there because you went there and applied for the job. So do a good job. It's not that hard. It's a matter of pride. People see it. And, I don't know. That's one of my pet peeves, though, is people thinking that because they're not making a lot of money or whatever per hour, that they shouldn't have to work hard or they shouldn't have to do much or whatever. When they were the ones that went and applied for the job, they knew what they were getting into. Don't go there if you don't want to work. It's that simple. And I know I'll get some people that disagrees with me, and I don't care. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. But I think you should always, always, always do your very best at anything you do. Unless it's criminal activity or something like that. Then, just don't do it at all, okay? But, okay, I got to tell you, though, my worst job. I have to. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. Okay, I had a route. I had some supplies that I had to carry around in my own car, and all I did all day long was clean commodes. Literally, clean commodes. That's all I did all day long, is clean commodes. Okay, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here. And, I did not clean the bathroom, commodes, that's it. That was the most horrible experience. I don't even know why I took the job. I think at the time I was desperate because we needed an income. We had just gotten married. Yeah, had to be some kind of desperation going on there, right? I'm going into the thrift shop. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I was in the thrift shop for about an hour. So I walked in, and I always gravitate toward the jewelry because I sell a lot of jewelry online. It's easy to ship, and I usually make 10 times what I paid for something, or more. But as I was looking at the jewelry, the guy next to me asked, "Can I see the baseball in the case?" I didn't see the baseball. The lady got it out. It was a baseball full of autographs. There had to have been 20 to 30 autographs all around the ball. $5. Wow. I struck out on that one. So the Lord said that ball was not mine. That ball was this guy's. So he got it. If it was supposed to be mine, I would have gotten it. So I have no regrets, but I should go in there and maybe not concentrate so much on just the jewelry. I should maybe give it a perusal really quickly and then look around like in the cases and stuff. $5 for an autographed baseball. That could be $1,000 baseball. Or, it could be a lot more than that. It didn't look old, though. It didn't look like it was even from the 70s or 80s. It looked new. It was really white. So it could have just been a minor league ball. I'll tell myself that. It's okay. It was only a minor league player's autograph ball. But God bless that guy. I know he was thrilled to get that. Anyway, I kept walking around. I did find a nice Nikon Coolpix camera for $30. It has everything. It has the charger, the cables. It's like a brand new looking camera. And I'll just show it to you. It's not a big deal. It's got the manual, and I have no problem paying $30 for it. See, it looks brand new. It's like nothing wrong with it. And they're selling for over $100 on eBay. And that's completed auctions, not just people wanting $100 for it. Completed auctions. But then, this is crazy. I was standing in a line, like 5 or 6 people, and they have some books, specialty books. Hardbacks are $2 next to me. So I plucked one out. because I just wanted to look at it while I was standing in line. And I was looking at it, and I said, oh, what the heck, I'm going to look it up on eBay. $2. The Unsinkable, The History of Boston Whaler. One just sold for $295 on eBay. Why? $295. I looked at the listing. There's nothing special about that book. It's just a book. I bought it. Here it is, $2. I don't know if I'll sell it for $15, but there's one on eBay, like I said, that just recently sold for $295. Anyway, I'm gonna probably go get coffee. I don't think I could hop in the back, but if I hop in the back to make coffee, I'll have to go to the grocery store first and get some real coffee. I got a jar of coffee for $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. I just wanted to see what it was like. It was instant. Ooh. I know why it was at the Dollar Tree. Anyway, I'm out of Cafe Bustelo. That's my favorite instant coffee. It's actually my favorite coffee because I brew it sometimes too in the pour over. But I'd have to go there and get at least a little box. They have boxes for like $1.25 of those little sleeves of coffee, and you just rip them open, put them in your mug. Because I have a little tiny mug with me. This is one that came from my house. I don't like to bring them into the van because I leave them in the van sometimes and they disappear. They get broken. See, it's small. This is a normal cup. No, it's actually a little bit bigger. But that's about it. I'm going to go have coffee somewhere. I don't know what else. I think, I don't really have anything else to do today. I'm just sitting here thinking, I could be creative. Now, if I could find a spiral notebook, you know what I would do today? I would go to my favorite bakery in town. I'd get coffee and probably a little something else. And I would sit and maybe write a song, some lyrics. Because I usually can write that in no time, in just a few minutes. So maybe I could write one or two while I sat there. And that sounds very leisurely and kind of enjoyable. I'm not sure if I should do that or not. It's too early to go home. Both of my kids would be online right now with their homeschool, doing homeschool. My wife is probably in her office doing her work. This is kind of like how our mornings are. And then usually I'm home, but now, like, if they have problems with their homeschool, they'll have to have their mom help them or wait till I get home to help them. But they usually don't have any problems at all. It goes smoothly. But most mornings we get up. My wife goes into her office around 6:30 in the morning. We get up together. We go in there and we pray every morning. And then I'll usually come back out and take an hour and a half nap or something because 6:30 doesn't work for me. I'm a late person. I like to stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning. And if I get up at 6:30, it's like I am dead to the world. Man, totally. But anyway, I go back to sleep for about an hour and a half. And then I get up and I make breakfast for my 2 boys. And then my wife usually comes out around 11 to 12, depending on her day. She's an online English tutor, and so am I. But I have taken like a 3-month hiatus from that. Just a big break. I may never go back, although I do miss about 3 of my people really bad that I enjoyed talking to. they became friends. Talked to him for, well, one guy we're right at 5 years. And then there's a couple more, one from China, one from Taiwan, that I really liked a lot, but we didn't have as much in common. But me and this guy from Turkey, he's from Turkey, I really like this guy. And I miss him. But life happens. You have changes. I thought I was just going to take a break, about a month and a half break. And then I was away from it for a month and a half, and I just didn't go back. It's still open. It's one of those situations where I could go home right now, get on the computer, and teach somebody. I'd probably have a call within just a few minutes because I'm available. I can make myself available 24 hours a day, any time of the night or day, and make money and get online and meet people and talk to foreign students. So it doesn't matter if I go back this afternoon or a year from now. It's there, and I could just get down, sit down, get on the site, make myself appear, and somebody would call me and say, hey, I need help with English. So, and I was really good at that. I was good at vocabulary building. People always complimented me on my vocabulary building. That was like my specialty. I didn't care so much about grammar. In fact, when students called and they wanted to be grammatically correct and perfect and all that, I would say, I'm probably not the tutor for you. Because number one, in America, people don't speak with perfect grammar. They're not grammatically correct. Very few people. We just talk to communicate. So I like to teach people just natural talking. I don't worry about where does the comma go here, does the comma go there, does that past tense go with that, whatever. You get the drift. I went to college, I did English, and I did very well in English. I know most of my grammar, I can still remember most of it, but the rules, when you ask the rules, it's like, you don't remember all the rules. And who cares? As long as you don't sound incoherent. Anyway, that's what I did. Pronunciation, I made sure they pronounced the words correctly. I helped them with that and their vocabulary. That was my two main things. And I seemed to do very well. Excel, I had 5 stars out of 5 stars. So, and like I said, I was on there for 5 years, a little over 5 years. Okay, I'm going to go because it just seems like the thing to do. Thanks for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'd appreciate it. If you like campervan chats, coffee, stories sometimes, just chatting about life, then you'll probably get along with this channel okay. Or if you're looking for skydiving and jumping out of planes and things like that, not so much. You might want to go somewhere else. So anyway, take care, guys. God loves you so much. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.